It's been a while.
Yes.
You and I are in a comic now, did you know?
We are.
Oh, we are.
Oh,
With sexy results.
Oh, I don't save the world. I'm sorry. First of all, happy Easter, and thank you for spending the time away from your families and here with us in the middle of Indiana. I'm Katarina, and my sister Cheyenne. We were both wondering what advice do the two of you have to young aspiring actresses?
I would tell you number one, always be a student. Always be a student first. I don't care how good you think you are or how great you get. If you're not taking the time to constantly learn, search out new knowledge, new directions, you're cutting yourself short. So study, pay attention, look at characters you wouldn't normally look at. Because whether you decide to go off in that entire direction, there may be that little bit, that golden nugget, something that you glean. And it's much like martial arts studies today. Acting, any of that, whether it's Stanislavski, whichever school you want to head off from or study the most of. Don't walk away from other options. Take the time to read up on them, learn on them, and then find people who excel at them. And even if you spend time with people who are just learning with you, oftentimes watching them go through something will give you enough insight, maybe at that moment or for something else later down the road. So in any aspect of life, as long as you're a student always and first, the learning process never ends.
You know, I think I talked about this a little bit yesterday. Whether you want to be, you know, a martial artist or an athlete or an actor, all of these things all require practice. And as Austin said, I think if you ever feel, oh, I think I've got it, I've nailed it, then you're a fool, because it's such an ever-growing process. And I think there's a famous book that says, you know, to be good at anything, you need to put 10,000 hours in, whether it's throwing a baseball or a football or gymnastics or something like that. And acting it's really the search for truth. It's the search to try and bring a truth and an honesty, and also, you know, trying to make it interesting. I mean, you can be really honest in a scene, but it might be a bit dull. So you've got to try and find a way of always trying to find the honesty in the character, but also trying to find a way to make it entertaining for the audience. So if you are an aspiring actor, I would say go to your local school, your drama club, your amateur dramatic centre, and it's not a solo art acting. You need to do it with other people. So, you know, you can sit at home and read plays, which is great, but I think, you know, you need to get up. And an acting teacher that I love in LA called Leslie Kahn uses this expression, dare to suck. You know, you have to get up and make mistakes so that you can get better, and it's okay. It's okay to suck a little bit, you know, and hopefully that will lead you to where you want to end up, which is hopefully being good. Thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
My name's John. Two questions for Austin. I saw you were at the premiere of the new movie, Power Rangers movie. I was on it. Interested to hear what your thoughts are on the movie, and, you know, if you would have changed anything on that. And I have a question about the show.
Okay. Well, I was at the premiere, and you know, I got to meet Elizabeth Banks, and just all the incredible actors that were brought involved in the Rangers film, along with the directors and folks from Lionsgate. They're all incredibly talented. So it was just great to be there with them and see their takes, their renditions, their choices in taking a character that's 25 years old and enjoyed a bit of popularity and recreate it. How they ended up doing that. I think probably my favorite scene in the entire movie was where Jason just straight up pimp slapped the bully in detention. Just, you know, there's not. I mean, as a man, you just get pimp slapped by another man. There's really not much bigger insult than that. Like, I'm pretty sure if someone had pimp slapped Mahatma Gandhi, he might have had some words to say about it. So I think that was probably my favorite moment. Things I didn't necessarily enjoy, you know, back in my day, we, before we, you know, would morph or put on the suits or the costumes. I mean, there were huge fights, huge fights. I would go on, it seems like forever, and all sorts of fights that I would choreograph with other incredible martial artists. So I kind of missed seeing the escalation that we were used to, but I don't know that I really liked the fact that the masks were up during the entire fight.